What has been happening in recent times is scaring communities and is causing huge division in many areas where very major proposals are being prepared. The size, the scale and the extent of the new proposed wind farms are genuinely causing major anxiety in communities across the country. And whereas wind turbines were originally of a scale maybe 50 to 60 to 70 metres high, what is now being proposed is wind turbines of up to 180 metres high. Worryingly, many of these farms are now close to large clusters of housing. And I don't think people have a proper appreciation out there of what actually is being proposed. And because these wind farms are being located close to residential areas, the health implications are causing concern to residents in terms of noise, in terms of shadow flicker, in terms of destruction of residential amenity. And there's a fundamental absence of transparency governing all of this development. There's an absence of consultation with local residents and communities. Above all, there is an absence of a legislative framework to deal with this step change in technology and scale of development. What I simply ask you, Taoiseach, is this, is to create a legislative framework to govern the development of such large industrial wind farms. Simple as that.
And we are going to revise the 2006 wind guidelines for once and for all. I've outlined the process that we're undertaking to do that. I'm pleased that the process finally is advancing well. And in fact, in the Climate Action Plan 2024 that literally only a couple of hours ago we approved at Cabinet, there is a specific action. There's an annex of actions for the people in the gallery that says what we're going to do this year. And there's a specific action that says we're going to finalise the publication of the revised wind guidelines in the last quarter of this year. So this year we'll see new wind guidelines.
Back last November, you'll recall that I brought forward Wind Turbine Regulation Bill 2025 for the Dáil party to try and get through, but also in an effort to try and move the government on this issue. Now, I've been receiving parliamentary replies to this for a decade and a half now, and the most recent one at the start of this month says that my department is currently undertaking a focus review of the 2006 wind energy guidelines. It went on to say that the review is addressing a number of key aspects of the guidelines, blah, blah, blah. Now, that's the same reply as I'm getting for a decade and a half. And what I want to ask you is this, is that back when I brought that forward, as a government, you said you would bring forward guidelines within 3 months. So nearly a decade and a half has passed, 4 governments, who is blocking it, and we need to sort it out. We cannot have a situation where it takes 15 years to get guidelines in place. I think you'll agree with that. It can't take
Thank you, Deputy. Taoiseach, respond, please.
I think it's a tribute to your own growing longevity in the House. I said it's a tribute to your own growing longevity in the House. That you've been,
no offensive.
It's been a decade and a half getting a consistent reply from the department. I understand the issue, but let's be honest about it. When these guidelines emerge, it probably will lead to a reduction in wind farms. So we can't sort of dress it up and say that the guidelines will help to expand onshore wind energy.